everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my homages. That's what you people are on the other side. I know right now there's only about 629 of you, but my heart beats for every single one of you. As you can tell from the title of this video, I completed the 75 Hard Challenge, and we're going to talk a little bit about what the 75 Hard Challenge is and what my thoughts, feelings, emotions were during this whole thing, and how it changed my life because it did impact it in a positive manner. So let's get into the video. If you've been watching my journey throughout the 75 Hard Challenge and you've watched every single week, I just want to thank you so much for watching and supporting me during this journey. You've seen some highs and some kind of lows, I guess, so to speak, and you saw me just going through it and fighting my mental health because we were going through it, okay? I went through some kind of intense emotions in here and you saw me in shambles and crying and PMSing and all that other fun stuff. So I ask that if you have watched my entire journey throughout the 75 Hard Challenge, leave me a comment down below. Let me know that you've been one of the people rooting me on, and let me know if you're thinking about completing the challenge. So for those of you who are new and you don't know what the 75 Hard Challenge is, maybe you've heard of it before, you've heard people talk about it, it's all over social media, I've seen it all over YouTube, which is why I decided to document my journey. Videotaping every single day held me accountable, I'm just gonna say that right now. There are some stipulations for this challenge. You have to drink a gallon of water per day. You have to complete 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside. There were some days, since it's been raining so much in Minnesota, where I was like, yeah, I'm not about to get barbecued and be a rotisserie chicken on the sidewalk. So I did complete my workout inside. I didn't restart the challenge because, well, I was completing the workout, and a lot of times I did more than 2 45-minute workouts. You have to read 10 pages of a non-fictional self-help book. You're not allowed to drink any alcohol. It says to take daily photos, but I solely took weekly photos. There are a few weeks where I forgot, but it was like the third week I plateaued with my weight. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second here because my goal was not to lose weight in this challenge. And then last but not least, you pick a diet of your choice. I specifically chose not to eat any junk food, so no candy. I did have Diet Pop, but like, no candy, no desserts, no ice cream, none of that stuff. And I was like, oh, you know, this is pretty easy, but it kind of got a little hard there for a second during the challenge. I'm not gonna lie about that. Why did I start the challenge? Well, I've said this in other videos, but if you are new here, the reason why I completed the 75 Hard Challenge is because back in February, it's a long story, but I'm just gonna give you a little brief summary here. So back in February, I quit my 9-to-5 job to pursue my art business here. You can see in the back, I have some of my art back here. I make handmade jewelry. This one I did not make. Here we go, we're going down a squirrel hole again. Focus, Tyler. So when I quit my job, I had this grand idea. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna magically be happy. The birds are gonna be singing. And when I quit my job, it was a lot different than that. I was depressed. I was sleeping 12 to 14 hour nights, sometimes 10 hours. But lo and behold, I was sleeping a lot, and during the day I was taking naps. I actually allowed, for the first time in a lot of years, probably 11 years, I actually allowed myself to sit there and rest and take a nap and just allow my body to sleep. I did not know how serious burnout was. I didn't know that it was actually a medical term. I wasn't diagnosed, but I know for sure as hell that I was very burnt out. Because last year I was doing art markets, and then on top of that I had my 9-to-5 job that I absolutely hated, and I am not built for the corporate world, and sometimes you have to get that dream in order to learn that that's not what you really want out of life. So I was depressed, really beside myself. I was kind of eating like crap. I didn't know really where I was going or what I was doing, and I was feeling this extreme guilt of what people thought of me, and I also felt this extreme guilt of why am I not happy? I should be happy right now. So I took my mental health into my own hands, and I was like, okay, throughout the years, I've learned what rituals and what things I need to do to get out of a slump. I know that I need to exercise. I know that I need to be in the sun. I know that because when it's dreary outside, I'm like, what is life? Life sucks. I don't do well with gloomy days at all. My brain is just like, what the hell is going on here? I know the daily habits that I need to be doing to keep my mental health afloat, and some people have never struggled with depression or anxiety. Some people have never struggled with their mental health. Not everybody has struggled with their mental health for an extended period of time. I'm one of the people that has. I've talked to people lately that have said they've never had depression or anxiety, and my mind is just blown. Like, that would be so nice. And I don't think that people really know how hard it is to talk yourself off the ledge, talk yourself off of, out of those negative spiraling thoughts, to kind of retrack yourself. There's days where it takes me hours to get back on course, to have positive thoughts. It's not just like, oh, think positive. That's not how depression works. Depression is like, fuck you, I'm taking a nap, you know? Like, you really have to fight it. Again, my sole purpose, I'm just gonna state this, I've stated this in every video, but my sole purpose was not to lose weight in this challenge. I wanted to get strong physically and mentally, so that's what I did. What was the most challenging part of this challenge? The most challenging part at first was drinking the water. 1 gallon down. I drank 2 of these suckers today. I ain't never done a keg stand, but I'll tell you what. Dang. High quality H2O. Because I would drink half a gallon and then it would be 5, 6 o'clock at night and I'd be like, shit, I have to drink another half gallon. And you were waking up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie about that. If you decide to do this challenge, my best advice to you is drink the first half gallon of water in the morning, preferably by 1 or 2 o'clock p.m. if not earlier. Sometimes I did that. I would drink the first half gallon before 11 o'clock or noon. And then I'd have the rest of the day to drink the other half gallon. Another thing that helps too is if you do this challenge, do it in the dead middle of summer, because you're gonna be sweating a lot of that stuff out because it's so freaking hot outside. I think it started to get really hard towards the end of the challenge because I was really busy with life. I was busy with art markets, I was busy with socializing, trying to make time for people in my life. And let me tell you what, if you have children and you've done this challenge, kudos to you, because I'm single, I own my own business, and I'm spread thin. So if you do this challenge, you have a 9 to 5 and you have children, I give you props, because that is definitely a challenge. What was the easiest part of this challenge? Probably the no drinking alcohol part. You may have seen a video prior, there was a time period where I was like very fighting with my mental health again, you know. What's new? I mean, come on, let's be serious here. There was an extended time in my life where I know myself well enough to not drink when I'm in the slump or I'm in a low mood. I drink to celebrate. I drink to socialize. It's usually 1 or 2. I didn't drink till I was 21. So yeah, the alcohol part was the easiest part because there was already a chunk of time where I didn't drink for 6 months, and that was a piece of cake to me too, because I just made a seldom choice. It's not that I have a problem with alcohol, I just have a lot of addicts in my family. I have a lot of addicts that are friends, and for the sole purpose of respecting them, I don't drink around them because I don't want them to be tempted, and I don't need to drink. You know, I support people that are in recovery or doing sobriety and stuff like that, because I can only imagine how hard that is to struggle with something like that. Is this a sustainable challenge to do every single day for the rest of your life? The answer, in my opinion, is a big fat no. You know, the first couple of weeks it wasn't super duper hard. I was like, oh, this is easy. You know, the first 5 days in, I was like, oh, this isn't bad. I can sustain this. This isn't terrible. I think it was like after the 3rd week, stuff kind of started to get really hard, and it's like, oh, that bowl of ice cream sounds really good right now. Or there'd be the times where I was spread so thin and I was working really late, and I was like, you know, it'd be 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, shit, I really don't want to work out, but I'd hop on the treadmill and do a 45-minute walk because that's what I agreed to. So it's like 10:30 at night. Tomorrow's the last day of 75 hard. Still have a 45-minute walk to do, and I don't want to do it, but we're doing it anyway. So let's go. And another positive of this challenge is it keeps you accountable. I'm very big on keeping the promises that you make to yourself. I finished the 75 hard challenge because 1, I'm an overachiever, and 2, I kept the promises that I kept to myself. And that's building a relationship with yourself, whether people want to think that that's correct or not. You are. You're relying on yourself. You're believing in yourself. You have the hope within yourself to finish this challenge, because it's definitely not built for the week, because 75 days doesn't seem like a lot. And I was like, oh, it's 75 days. But week 3, I was just like, what did I get myself into? I really want crumble cookie. Would you do it again? I would definitely do this challenge again in a heartbeat. Now, I don't know when I would do it again. I'd probably do it in the middle of winter, but not during the holidays. I'd probably do it maybe starting in January to kickstart into spring, because if you're someone that struggles with seasonal depression, I highly recommend this challenge during the winter times, because it's going to keep you accountable, it's going to keep your endorphins boosted, and it's going to keep your brain happy. So if I were to do this challenge again, I would start it in January, and then I could enjoy the holidays. I could be, you know, present with my family and I would have the extra time to do the challenge because that's the slow season in my life. Am I happy that I did it? Absolutely. I'm very happy that I did it because I went from loathing my life and being very sad and just kind of feeling lost in life. And it didn't even take that long. It probably took like a week or two and I was just like, I'm me again. I feel excited. I had energy. I wasn't sleeping all the time. Then there were some nights where I'd only get like 6-7 hours of sleep and I was fine the rest of the day because I was recharging my body by boosting my endorphins. How would I do things differently next time? So next time my sole focus would be on physical strength. I would go to the gym a lot more. So during this challenge you may have seen that I walked a lot and that kind of sucked because my goal was to hit the gym at least 3 to 5 times a week, but there were some weeks where I only made it a couple of times. And that kind of bummed me out. But I'm not gonna lie, my back strength, like when I was doing push-ups and stuff, you could see like the muscle tone in my legs, I could see the muscle tone in my back, I could see the muscle tone in my stomach, and I just really felt good about that. So if I were to do the challenge again, my focus would be on probably more so meal prep because I didn't really have the time because I've been so busy and I've kind of been, again, spread thin. I didn't have the time to meal prep as much as I really wanted to, and I would have focused more on that if I had more time. Would I recommend this challenge to others? Absolutely, yes, in a heartbeat I would. If you're struggling with your mental health, if you feel like crap about yourself, about your body, you don't have to work out. You don't have to go hard at the gym. And I think a lot of times people get so focused on an outcome that they get discouraged and they quit in the middle of it or the next day or a few days in or a weekend or halfway in. I've talked to a lot of people that were like, oh, I made it to the halfway mark and I hit a wall. And it's because they had low self-worth. If you put in your mind and you shift your perspective a little bit, instead of saying, oh, I'm doing this challenge to lose weight, and you shift it to, I'm going to do this challenge because I want to become stronger and I want to feel better and I want to love myself more, I think that it would be a lot easier to finish this challenge. My advice for people starting. So my advice to you, again, like I just said before, don't set too high of goals for yourself. Don't set too high of expectations for yourself because the more pressure that you put on yourself, the more it's going to deter you and you're going to fall off the wagon. Do attainable goals. Start with doing 45-minute walks for your 2 workouts. Don't be hard on yourself if you don't make it to the gym because you're a human. You have a life, you have a job, you might have a family, you might have other commitments, you might be a part of the community, and it's not sustainable to do 2 45-minute workouts a day in the gym. That's not how life works. That's a whole hour and a half of your day. You spend 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours working, and then you only have 8 hours left, and if you're working out for an hour and a half a day, that takes a good chunk out of your life. And that doesn't count drive time and stuff like that to work. Now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty. We're gonna talk about my results here. Cue the drum roll, everybody, let's go! All right, because I don't want to trigger anybody, and I don't want people to compare themselves to me because everybody is different. Seriously, everybody is different and every body is different. Your shape, your genetics, your muscle tone, your height, everything. The area you live in, the food you eat, just everything plays into it. So I'm not gonna tell you how much I weighed, but I am gonna tell you my statistics and my stats. And I'm gonna show some progress photos in here as well. So the total weight that I lost, there was a point where I did lose a total of 10.4 pounds, but then the last week and a half, I did gain some weight. So overall, I lost 8 pounds. And I lost 2.25 inches, and I measured my waist, hips, bust, and my thigh. I mean, that's pretty good considering that my goal wasn't to lose weight, it was just to become stronger. I lost that weight in probably the first 2.5, 3 weeks, but that's because I was kind of eating junk, I was sleepy, and I really wasn't exercising. So there you have it. I hope that this inspired you to do the 75 hard challenge. I hope this inspired you to kick your mental health in the ass. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm done with it. I'm saying it because I believe in you. I'm saying this because if you're a person that's born on earth and you have 2 legs and you can walk, and you might struggle with physical pain and stuff like that, but let me tell you what, walking will save your life. Walking is good for your heart, it's good for your brain, it's good for all of your organs, and overall, as a person, you deserve to be happy and you deserve to have a good life. So I hope this video helped you, I hope it encouraged you, and let me know down in the comments if you made it to the end, and if you're gonna try the 75 hard challenge, because I highly recommend it. This entire program, this thing changed my life, and It got me out of a slump, and it's the thing that propelled me forward in my life recently. So thank you again so much for watching, and that's it for the workout videos. Until next time, I might do another series starting January. We'll see where I'm at. So maybe I'll do a 75 hard challenge to beat seasonal depression, because we're gonna kick his ass, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, have a great rest of your week. Have a great day, month, year, week. If someone told you that you stink, well, I don't know what else to say. Just anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Peace out, homages. It's been real.